Okay, I need to stop doing these videos late at night and watching these YouTube videos. So it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I just got finished watching 2 clips with Dennis Prager and Sam Harris. And I will say, I actually like Dennis Prager. He actually, in certain terms, I mean, he's dancing with some of the smartest people around. I don't think I could sit in the arena with Christopher Hitchens or Sam Harris the way he does. So, and he knows his stuff, obviously, but he's got his talking points, and as usual, when you're having a conversation, a theology, and I don't blame him, but it never stays on any kind of point. It goes all over the place, and no one can ever, you can never nail it down. And the funny thing is, on this video, Sam Harris comes back on. It starts off the 4-part series of Sam Harris coming back on, saying that last time we didn't get anything accomplished. And I'm pretty sure if Sam Harris watched this whole thing again, his second time on the show, he'd probably say we didn't get anything accomplished either, because the discussion wanders all over the place. And as usual, when you discuss theology with the theologian, they don't get anywhere. If you watch Ray Comfort and Thunderfoot, same thing. Like, they don't stick on a point and come to a conclusion of that point. It's like they throw in these abstract analogies that take you on a whole other thing. They talk about the 10 Commandments, talk about stem cell research. They talk about, they're talking about everything from abortion to the beginning of the universe in a 40-minute discussion. How are you going to get anything accomplished? So I have the luxury, obviously, if I was talking to him, I would also have to say, let's stick to this one point, or stick to this point, or stick to that point. And you have to just kind of come to terms with that. If you're on a radio discussion, it's going to go all over the place, as it usually goes in all these kind of discussions. So I'm going to start off with talking about 2 things that are from this video. It's actually from the last video. Number 1, talking about death and killing, well, killing in general, and stem cell research, okay, or the stem cell, or the difference between the religious view of that and a secular view of that, what Sam Harris is talking about. So let's talk about I'll talk about the stem cell first, all right? So let me talk about that, or where Prager was saying something along the lines of, the religious thing is that this part of conception, when the egg and the sperm meet. Well, first of all, where are you getting that from? Okay, you're getting that from where? You're getting it from science. All right, where in the Bible does it say when the sperm and the egg meet, then that's where the life is born? No, it talks about birth, because they didn't understand about sperm and eggs back when so that is a religious picking and choosing where they want it to happen. Okay, so that's when the immortal soul comes into place, when the egg, when this little tiny one little cell meets this other little cell. Doesn't make sense. It's an arbitrary spot to pick, just like any spot is arbitrary to pick. And then, so of course people are going to say, well, where do you say it's wrong to kill a child? First of all, let me go, which is going to lead me to my next point. But before I even get there, I will get to that. The whole stem cell thing, like, well, let's say if you're going to say the immortal soul comes in when the egg meets with the sperm, well, then what happens when there's twins? Okay, so the egg and the sperm meet, there's an immortal soul, and then twins come. Which can happen anywhere from 1 to 2 days. So these eggs, the cells could actually split apart and start forming twins or quadruplets. So how did the immortal soul turn into 3 or 4 immortal souls? Because there were no more sperms introduced. It just all of a sudden just happened. So where has that happened? So did one immortal soul die and now 2 new ones were made, or did that immortal soul split into 2 different souls, or is it the same soul in 2 different people? Maybe in 4 different people, they all have the same soul. So all these twins have the same soul? Is that what they want to say? I would love to know the answer to that from a theist. But that's that. So the point is, you're picking an arbitrary spot, and you didn't even have that spot when your Bible was written, because nobody knew about all this stuff. They picked the spot of when it was born. So abortion and all that kind of stuff, really didn't. Maybe they saw a belly. Maybe they said maybe you can't kill a child. I don't know what the Bible's terms are on abortion, or when you can actually abort a child, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't say anything about when the sperm meets an egg and the moment of conception, because they had no concept of what conception was when the Bible came around. So that's that. So you might ask me, where's your spot? Where is it okay to kill a child, and when does it become a child and not a cell, or whatever? It's never becomes a child and not a cell. These are our arbitrary terms, okay? Is it, so my term, you want to know my term for abortion, okay? We will pick that. As a society, we have to choose rationally when is the proper time to say it is now not a bunch of cells, but it is actually a human being, or it is a fetus, or it's just a choice that we make. So as a society, we have to come to that limit. Not saying God told us this. We have to argue, and there are moral issues that still need to be debated. And that could be done, but you can't do that with somebody who's like, well, God preordained that this is when it happens, even though it doesn't say that anywhere, so I don't know where you're getting that preordainment from, okay? You're just coming up with that. So so Sam Harris talks about, well, maybe here, maybe there, and that's something that's a whole other debate as to when it can be a child, or when it can be aborted, and when it cannot be aborted. So, whatever. My feelings, now, by the way, as a society, we have to come up with that. As far as when does it actually become a child? Never, okay? It's just a bunch of cells, okay? When does a child become a toddler? When does a toddler become a teen, okay? When does that, well, teens would be, just terms that we use. When does it become a human? Like, when does it come, when does it become an adult, a young adult? These are just terms we come up with to look at someone at their age, at their life, and say, I am not the person I was when I was 3, okay? I'm a different person right now, okay? And I'll be a different person 10 years from now. I might die of a heart attack right now, and I'll be a different person. I'll be a dead person. So, so the point is that what you are before is where the line is. That's our arbitrary coming up with, okay, well, this is what we're going to call this thing at this time. The universe doesn't care, okay? In the overall scheme of things, there's no lines. We just come up with that to make our society better. So let's go into killing, okay? He talks about the atheist thinks that the killing, the reason the atheist thinks killing is wrong, and you think that the theist, Prager, thinks that the killing is wrong. And he says he gets his thought of killing is wrong from God, from the 10 Commandments, okay, which were written by man. Okay, you want to say Moses got them from God, whatever, all right, written by a guy. To kill, where does it come from? You want to say, if it doesn't come from God, where do you get that? Well, it comes from the fact that in our psychology, is killing wrong in a universal sense? No. Okay? The universe could care less if I go and kill 15 people today. The universe kills people every single day. All people die because of, is it right? Is it wrong? No, we know people die, and that's just what happens. So how can the universe care? How can there be a God that says, oh, because we say, oh, God took them at that time. God didn't do anything. The person died of a heart attack. The person died getting in their car. So anything other than me. So if I take a rock and hit someone on the head with it, then it's me, it's Matt Washington who did it. But if a rock falls off a building and gets knocked over by a bird and hits him, then that was God doing it. Why do we separate ourselves that much? Are we that special that we are the only thing in existence? Okay. Oh, because it was an accident? Well, what if I accidentally kill the person? Okay. Now it's God's use again and not mine because I didn't purposely, consciously think about it. Okay. What if I was throwing the rock at the person to hurt the person, but I didn't know they were going to die? So in that case, then, if they die, well, I say I wasn't trying to kill them. I just threw the rock at them because I wanted to hurt them because that's what I wanted to do. So my intent wasn't to kill them, but they died anyway. So is that my fault or is that God now? It's ridiculous, okay? So so the point is that people just die. In the universe, things die. Everything dies. Everything changes form. And by the way, when I don't even think of death as a bad thing. It's not death. It's just changing of form. Something goes from one form to another. It's the universe trial and error experiments. That's it, okay? So does the universe care if I kill someone? Not at all. Is it right or wrong if I kill someone? It is not right or wrong at all. There's no such thing as right or wrong in the universe. There just is. There's this and there's that. Now, that being said, in our society, killing is wrong. We have to have laws in order to govern our society because